मन की बात है जन जन की, संघर्षों के कुछ किस्से, कहानी कुछ सफलताओं की, अनकही विरासत की, उम्मीदें नए भारत की। महीने के आखिरी रविवार का रहता है इंतजार तक। ब्रह्मपुत्र के घाट से हिमालय के विस्तार तक होती है मन की बात प्रधानमंत्री के साथ।
तो सुनिए इस महीने 25 मई सुबह 11 बजे
मन की बात आकाशवाणी और दूरदर्शन के सभी चैनलों पर
और प्रसार भारती के OTT प्लेटफॉर्म वेव्स पर सजीव प्रसारण लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग के माध्यम से।
आप भी माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के मन की बात का हिस्सा बन सकते हैं। इसके लिए आप अपने सुझाव पोस्ट बॉक्स नंबर 111 आकाशवाणी दिल्ली पर भेज सकते हैं या फिर नमो ऐप या माई गॉव के ओपन फोरम में पोस्ट कर सकते हैं।
तो याद रखें, रविवार 25 मई सुबह 11 बजे
मन की बात।
वीडियो लाइक करने के पैसे मिलेंगे। सो इजी।
अनजान लिंक्स पर क्लिक मत कीजिए। RBI कहता है
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Assam tea and the culture around it is so unique and integral to the identity of Assam that we can't even think of Assam without tea.
200 glorious years of Assam tea. The saga will continue for many more centuries to come.
QR कोड स्कैन करो, 5000 का कैशबैक पाओ। वाह, दिल बन गया।
UPI पिन एंटरिंग सिर्फ पैसे भेजने के लिए है।
RBI कहता है
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
The sun shines brightly on its glorious soil, endowed with a wealth of natural resources, the northeast of India. Led by the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of a Viksit Bharat, explore a flight of modernity and future, and huge investment opportunities, 8 states, infinite possibilities, one powerful summit. Rising Northeast, the Investors Summit. Register now.
Good evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra Kohima. I'm Zinia Mehta with the news. First, the headlines. Northeast emerging as strategic hub for energy and semiconductors, says Prime Minister Modi. Honoring the Indian Armed Forces for the success of Operation Sindoor, Tiranga Yatra held in Kohima. A workshop on sustainable oil palm cultivation in Nagaland, challenges and opportunities held in Shumakedima. Kidambi Srikanth storms into Malaysia Masters semis after thrilling win over Francis Popov. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressing the inaugural session of the Rising Northeast Summit at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi said the Northeast is fast emerging as a key destination for two strategic sectors, energy and semiconductors. He highlighted the government's major thrust on infrastructure and green energy in the region, noting that significant investments have already been approved for hydropower and solar projects across all 8 northeastern states. Several thousand crore worth of projects have been sanction, marking a new chapter in the region's development journey. He said the Prime Minister further underlined the potential of the region beyond just power generation. He pointed to new avenues in the manufacturing of solar modules, sales, energy storage systems, and research and development. He emphasized that boosting self-sufficiency in these sectors would help India reduce its dependence on foreign imports. Speaking on the semiconductor sector, the Prime Minister said Assam is playing an increasingly vital role in strengthening India's chip-making ecosystem. He announced that the first Made in India semiconductor chip from a northeast-based plant will soon be launched. This is a historic milestone that opens new opportunities for high-end technology and places the northeast on the map of India's high-tech industrial growth. He added, he said the Rising Northeast is not just an investor summit, it is a movement. It is a call to action. India's future will rise even higher through the prosperity of the Northeast, expressing confidence in the business leaders present at the summit. He urged them to join hands in driving the region's development forward. He also reiterated his government's commitment to transforming the Northeast, referred to as Astha Lakshmi, into a driving force behind the vision of a Viksit Bharat.
और आप सबका इससे जुड़ना, आपका उमंग, आपका कमिटमेंट आशा को विश्वास में बदल रहा है.
Was held in Kohima, Nagaland to honor the Indian Armed Forces for the success of Operation Sindoor. The rally featured a 175-meter-long Indian national flag carried by students of Kohima College, TM School, NCC cadets and the Assam Rifles pipe band. The march began at Kohima College and ended at the Secretariat Complex. Nagaland's Higher Education and Tourism Minister Temjan Imna Along expressed gratitude and pride in the nation and armed forces, highlighting their bravery and the ongoing efforts under Operation Sindoor. He emphasized the importance of respecting the national flag and standing in solidarity from even the remotest corners of India. The Prime Minister further noted that Operation Sindoor, initiated in April, remains a continuing effort by the Indian Armed Forces under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to ensure national security and peace. Even from the remote easternmost part of India, we raise our voices in unity and respect, he added. Dr. Vitso Shea Vipper, principal of Kohima College, described the event as a simple yet meaningful gesture to show the college's support for the nation and the armed forces, underscoring that action speaks louder than words in demonstrating patriotism and unity. Hundreds of college students participated in the yatra. Meanwhile, a workshop on sustainable oil palm cultivation in Nagaland, challenges and opportunities, was held at the Agri-Expo site in Chumakadima. The event brought together experts, policymakers and stakeholders to discuss sustainable approaches to oil palm cultivation with a special focus on the northeastern region of India. Mr. Ashwin Selvaraj, Deputy Director of Market Transformation and Head of the India and China region for the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil RSPO, addressed the gathering on the importance of sustainable oil palm plantations. He provided a comparative overview of practices in Southeast Asia and India and shared best practices in environmental management in sustainable palm oil cultivation, highlighting two main pathways to achieving sustainability in palm oil production. Mr. Selvaraj emphasized the role of both industry-led and government-led approaches. He noted that several major Indian companies involved in oil palm cultivation, including Godrej Agrovet Limited, Patanjali Foods Limited, and 3F Industries, are RSPO members and are committed to sustainable practices. The voluntary industry-led model requires active engagement from stakeholders to integrate sustainable methods into their operations, said Selvaraj. He also also elaborated on the government-led jurisdictional approach, which seeks comprehensive sustainability across defined geographical areas by addressing systematic issues in land use and promoting multi-stakeholders governance and collective action. Dr. K. Manorama, Principal Scientist Agronomy at the ICAR, Indian Institute of Oil Palm Research, IOPR, Pedavegi, Andhra Pradesh, also spoke at the workshop. Her presentation focused on oil palm in Northeast India, myths, realities and sustainable pathways. Dr. Manorama highlighted the misconception that oil palm cultivation is environmentally harmful. Oil palm in India largely uses water from the upper root zone, meaning it primarily relies on rain and surface water, she explained. She further stated that many of the criticisms of oil palm are based on global contexts that do not necessarily apply to the Indian scenario. The northeastern region offers a unique opportunity for climate resilient and sustainable oil palm cultivation, Dr. Manorama said, adding that with proper agricultural practices, oil palm could prove to be a sustainable asset rather than an environmental threat. A three-day India's international movement to United Nations began today at GRU School, Kohima, with special guest Minister K.G. Kenyé, Power and Parliamentary Affairs, and former diplomat Jitendra Nath Mishra, and member of International Movement to United Nations Academic Advisory Council. The conference is to uphold the aspiration of the youths for the future of the nation. Speaking in the inaugural program, Minister for Power and Parliamentary Affairs K.G. Kenyé highlighted the significance of hosting an international movement in the state and the enduring challenge of secularism across the globe. He noted that while India is a land of diversity, the ongoing struggle in geo-religious context remains one of humanity's most difficult issues. Former diplomat Jitendra Nath Mishra also urged the students about the dangers of digital distractions and urged them to cultivate a reading habit grounded in literature, philosophy and history. Students and faculty from Music Academy Kohima and GRU School presented musical performances. International Movement to United Nations is a youth organization comprising of 26,000 young organizers who put together student conferences in 220 cities and 35 countries and work with over 7,500 schools impacting 10 million students. The conference will be concluded on 24th May at GRU School, Kohima.
Some people were spared just because they belong to a certain section of religious community. The others were gunned down because they were not members of a certain religious community. Yeah, we understand nothing has exhausted human lives and death more than religious wars throughout ages. We have had 2 world wars, the First World War, the Second World War. But the toll of death it has imposed on us doesn't come near.
Today, a state-level workshop on Nagaland Food and Feed Link N2FL, leveraging information networks and knowledge decoding food and feed value chains and DRE integration for Nagaland was held at Jaffa Hotel, Kohima. Advisor Agriculture Mhatang Yantan in his address said that the workshop is a gathering of minds and hearts united by a common vision to harness the full potential of Nagaland's agriculture and livestock sector through clean energy innovations. He mentioned that we are witnessing a pivotal shift in how we view agriculture and its allied sectors, which is no longer merely as subsistence-based livelihoods, but as powerful engines of economic growth. With this shift, the state government is actively reviewing policies with a focused mission to move Nagaland from a consumer-driven economy to a production-oriented one which is capable of generating marketable surpluses and ensuring food sovereignty. Mhatang also highlighted to invest in scaling up local piggery development across the state so that we can address multiple goals at once, like boosting food self-sufficiency, create employment, support rural livelihoods, and open doors for our youth in animal husbandry. Moreover, scaling pig production can catalyze the growth of a vibrant local feed industry. Our farmers already grow or can grow several crops ideal for feed. This include tapioca, colocasia, which are rich source of energy, and maize, which is a foundational ingredient in animal feed that can be grown across the state in gym fields. And now let's take a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
10 लाख की लॉटरी मुझे, वाह!
फर्जी ऑफर से सावधान।
RBI कहता है
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
कम ब्याज पे लोन चाहिए, वो भी ऐप से।
Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met German Chancellor Friedrich Merz today in Berlin. He conveyed the best wishes of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and appreciated Germany's solidarity as India counters the challenge of terrorism. He said he looks forward to working with Mr. Merz's government to elevate and expand India-Germany strategic partnership. Dr. Jaishankar also spoke with Foreign and Security Policy Advisor to the German Chancellor, Dr. Günther Sauter, today. They exchanged perspectives on major global issues, including combating terrorism. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said the deepening partnership between India and Germany is an important factor of stability in an uncertain world. He said they will also work together to strengthen resilience and trust. The External Affairs Minister also met Minister of Economy and Energy Katharina Reiche and discussed ways to enhance India-Germany talent linkages, industry partnership and joint collaboration to build more resilient supply chains. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh inaugurated Sagar Bhavan and Polar Bhavan at the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research NCPOR in Goa. These are the first of their kind integrated facilities in India and among the few such infrastructures globally dedicated to polar and ocean research. The inauguration comes at a time when global discourse on ocean geopolitics is intensifying. Addressing the gathering, Dr. Singh expressed confidence that the enhanced capabilities at NCPOR would strengthen India's role in global ocean governance and scientific collaboration. Institutions like NCPOR will be pivotal in positioning India as a key player in ocean geopolitics, the minister said. He added that the new facilities would also enhance India's capacity to monitor weather patterns and respond to climate change challenges effectively. The newly inaugurated Polar Bhavan is the largest building on the NCPOR campus, spread across 11,378 square meters and constructed at a cost of rupees 55 crore. It houses cutting-edge laboratories for polar and ocean research, 55 accommodation units for scientists, conference and seminar halls, a library and a canteen. It is also home to the Science of Sphere SOS platform, a state-of-the-art 3D visualization system for displaying climate and Earth system data, and will soon host India's first polar and ocean museum. The inauguration coincided with the silver jubilee of NCPOR as part of the celebrations. And now let us take a look at the weather across the districts of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 35 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. Zinebuto had a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. Peg had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
That's all we have in this newscast. Good night.